The first lesson from Mental Toughness for Young Athletes by Troy and Moses Horn is: become fearless. In 1997, the Lakers were playing against the Utah Jazz, and they were down in the series 1-3. Towards the end of the game, the clock ticking down past the 3-second mark. Young Kobe shot the ball trying to win the game, but he missed the net, the rim, and the backboard. The crowd yelled, "Air ball! Air ball!" Missing this shot sent the game to overtime. No problem, we can win in overtime, Kobe thought. During overtime, Kobe shot 3 more air balls, making this a total of 4. Needless to say, the Lakers lost the game and their season ended. Imagine how bad you would feel if you were in Kobe's situation right now. But here's what the general manager went on to say at the time about Kobe's missing 4 shots. "I believe most definitely that was a defining moment in his career. Do you know why? If somebody would have shot an air ball on our team and shot a second one, they ain't gonna shoot a third one." He was fearless. I think that's one of the things that spurred him into greatness. He wasn't going to allow himself to fail. Encourage yourself to seek failure. What we see on Instagram and TikTok are the makes. Brian Tracy once said, "Everything worth doing is worth doing poorly at first." Adopt the paradigm that your mistakes are not you. They are something separate, like a bag of mistakes, and then you can use them as stepping stones to achieving the goals and the dreams that you desire. Mental toughness is 100% responsible for all the greats, and you watching this far into the video means that you're one of them. You see, most people won't even try because they're too afraid of embarrassing themselves and embarrassing the ones that they love. It takes courage, faith, and belief to risk failure with every attempt. So remind them and remind yourself that anything worth doing is worth doing poorly at first. Don't seek perfection, seek to win continuously. It's time to transform your mental toughness to a vicious black mamba. Let's talk about the second lesson from Mental Toughness for Young Athletes. Mark Twain once said, "I can teach anybody how to get what they want. The problem is, I can't find anyone who can tell me what they want." No matter what it is for you, not only that you have to decide that you're going to achieve it, you have to get rid of all the limiting beliefs and fears around it. Believing is the first step. You have a dream on your hand. What are the things you're going to do to help advance it? If you want to achieve something great, and I know you do, focus on what's going to be, who you're going to be, and how you're gonna do it. Adopt the mentality of, if it's to be, it's up to me. Lesson 3 from Mental Toughness for Young Athletes is adopt and adapt. When Michael Jordan was cut from the team, his mom told him, "Well, Michael, you have to discipline yourself." She was honest with him. She knew he had potential, but he was lacking work ethic. That's what you have to do with yourself. You have to do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. You must know who you are and play your game despite what others might say. The only way to succeed is to be mentally tough and believe in your dreams. You have to discipline yourself to believe and understand that conditions are never perfect. Teach yourself to love the imperfections and to see them as additional training obstacles that you must overcome. Understand that whatever path inspired you and you chose to take is full of intense competition. Lesson 3.5 from Mental Toughness for Young Athletes is: the secret is hard work. Kobe Bryant told us that the secret that isn't really a secret is hard work. You have to be willing to work more than everyone else, and the rest will take care of itself. It's crucial to understand that your current reality isn't your forever reality. If you work at anything, you can change it. That's what's called a growth mindset. Let yourself know that being who you are is what's gonna keep you going, even when the situations around suggest otherwise. Desi Lind in 2018 during the Boston Marathon. It was an unusually cold, windy, and wet day, and not so good for running. And I quote her, "My hands were freezing, and there were times where we stood up by the wind. At 6 miles I was thinking, no way, this is not my day." And then she broke the tape and came in first. Without her prior hard work, she wouldn't have become the first American woman to win the Boston Marathon since 1985. So you must hold yourself accountable to the idea of hard work, adopting and adapting. Make your practice harder than the game, and the game will feel easy. Lesson 4 from Mental Toughness for Young Athletes is learn from failures, because they are the hard lessons and the best lessons. When you learn to celebrate your failures, you will find yourself flying towards your success. Failure teaches you what not to do in a way that nothing else will. Even the biggest stars lose big games. They know that it's part of the game and that failure is part of the journey to their success. I have discovered 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb. Thomas Edison once said, "If you're afraid of failure, you don't deserve success." Olympic gymnast Nastia Liukin once said. So do you fear failure? Do you allow yourself to feel failure? If so, start telling yourself that even the greats once did, but they learned along the journey to look at failure as treasure maps for success that only the courageous gets to have. Did you know that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the all-time leading scorer in NBA history? He's very known for that, but what most people don't know is that he holds the record for the most missed shots in NBA history. The greatest basketball player of all time is also the basketball player that failed the most. The more you fail, the closer you get to your success. Above everything else, commit to being true to yourself. To a still mind, the whole world surrenders. Lao Tzu. Let me introduce you to the 5th lesson from Mental Toughness for Young Athletes. Meditate to keep it straight. Whenever you feel cluttered in the mind, lacking clarity, and missing that vigor of being laser focused, take a minute or two to focus on your breathing and practicing stillness. This will give you 3 main benefits. The first one is you're gonna become more objective. Being objective is crucial to living life in a balanced and a joyful way. Otherwise, you get overrun by emotions, internal drama, which cause a lot of brain fog. It will also help you handling pressure in sports and in daily life events as well. The second benefit is that it's gonna make you more intelligent. How so? Practicing stillness balances out the left hemisphere of the brain and the right hemisphere of the brain. You may be thinking, well, why is that important? Let me ask you this. Do you happen to know someone in your life that is so logical and precise and practical that they lack any sense of creativity and they lack wisdom in the way they operate their lives? If the answer is yes, that's because they are so stuck in the left hemisphere of the brain. Let me ask you another question now. Do you happen to know someone in your life that is so creative and so emotional that they don't have any discipline or structure in their life? They lack so much practicality in their life? If the answer is yes, that's because they are hyperactive in the right hemisphere of the brain. When we meditate, we infuse the intellect with the creative mind and we become more intelligent. The third benefit is practicing stillness facilitates getting in the zone. Getting in the zone is a joyful and peaceful place. You don't consciously feel joyful while you're in the zone, but as you pull out of it, you realize how amazing it was being in the zone. Without stillness practice, our mind is full, cluttered, unfocused, inefficient, and we miss out on a lot of meaningful details in our lives. When our mind is more empty, more mindful, we become more effective, more efficient, and we enjoy the subtle things that we observe throughout our day. So what to do? I suggest that you set 1 to 5 minutes every morning for your stillness practice. You can do more if you want, but if you're just starting out, I prefer you do even 1 minute, as small as possible, and stay consistent with it. If you commit, first of all, you're gonna be proud because you practiced your discipline muscle, and second, you're gonna be addicted to the accumulated peace that you're cultivating within yourself. You can focus on your breathing, you can count your breaths, you can imagine turning off your mind and sinking into your subconscious mind. Whatever works for you, experiment with it. As long as you stay consistent, you will reap the benefits of it. In the beginning, it may be so frustrating and difficult pushing that boulder up the hill, but I guarantee that you will get addicted to the improvement of the relationships that you have in your life, and you're gonna notice that your productivity is becoming more efficient and it feels much more smooth. Every breath you pay attention to clears your mind a unit. And what is life but a bunch of little units strung together to make up our days, our weeks, our years, and our whole life? I hope that helped. I respect you, I love you, and keep growing stronger.